what if the veil between the seen and unseen were not a boundary but a door? And what if you have already stepped through it without realizing?
Yeah, or never were on the wrong side of it.
The veil between the seen and the unseen were not a boundary, but a door.
Uh-huh.
I remember I spent 2 weeks in India on a project, 2010, and I came back with a kind of general impression that there was sort of a veil between the material and the, I don't know, spiritual or subtle realm, much thinner in India than in the United States. That there was, and I guess if it's a boundary, that boundary does drop on occasions.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Some places it's not opaque.
You can see through it.
Yeah, a thin curtain or
Just
a thin veil. Yeah, exactly. There's a reason they call it a veil, I think, because they can be thin.
And almost transparent, lucent, or whatever.
Can be, yeah. But I really for a long time have just had the question that I was asking myself, if the real and the good and is omnipresent, then the only question is, why am I not aware of it? Not where is it, but why did I not see it?
Superimposition.
What's superimposed?
The mind can only recognize objects as objects. It cannot recognize the subject.
Yes.
So the background is awareness, and the mind superimposes its conceptual impressions of the objects on top of the awareness. But in between thoughts, in between conceptual arisings, there's always the subtle awareness. It's just that we don't pay attention to it. We don't notice it. But it's always calling to us.
Yeah, and we're always distracted by the next change that occurs in our field of awareness.
Yes. Well, we're talking that only the phenomenal exists.
The what?
Only the phenomenal exists.
Yeah.
So in between phenomena, we think there's nothing.
Right. But yeah. But if something exists, then something must exist.
Or the idea is we think there's nothing, but if you stop thinking, you can see that there's something there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the very place that we think there's nothing is, yeah.
That's one thing I really like about the Advaita writings, because that's really not so overtly covered in Western literature. They hint at it.
Yeah.
So how would you answer that question, David? Just in your own words, obviously.
I would say there's no boundary, no door. There's just a thin veil in front of my eyes, and at any time I can see through the veil because it's very wispy. But I choose to pay attention to what's playing on the screen of my mind, impersonating the outside world.
Right. Remembering the light that makes it possible to see the movie.
Yes. Well, and also we keep forgetting that all of our experience of the outside world is through our senses.
Yeah. We don't really have any external experience.
So I read a very interesting. I was reviewing some Greg Good material that Terry had referred me to, and he had a very interesting thought experiment that Atmananda suggested. So if you hold a red ball in your hand and look at it, the materialist view is that the ball causes an impression of red in your mind. But the ball and the red are the same thing. The ball cannot give an impression of red. An impression of red rises from your awareness, and the ball has nothing to do with it. The form of the ball has nothing to do with it. You see the form of the ball and you see the red, but we assume it's outside.
Right. I still have a squishy rubber ball from one of Greg's workshops where we stared at the ball and considered things like that.
I really like his expositions of those things. It's the clearest I've seen, and I've read a lot of experiments, but they're very clear. He's very good at it.
Yes, and his experience, his that taught him and showed him didn't came mostly from the just his experience.
Yes.
Even though he had read some things and had been a Christian and whatever various things, but it was his observations finally. Not that they weren't, perhaps given to him by something higher, but
Well, that's what attracted him to Atmananda. When he read Atma Darshan and Atma Nivriti, Atmananda introduced some of these experiments, and Greg was like, "Hey,
look at
that's
this."
exactly what I've been thinking."
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that's what I would say, but I've only come to that realization in the relatively recent past.
Yeah.
And if you're hypnotized by the phenomenal world and believe that your experience of it is outside, it's very tough.
Yeah. And you also feel like it's operating on you all the time in a certain way.
Yes.
And it's only because you define yourself in terms of it.
So what's really operating on you is your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is amazing.
How
about you, Daryl? Do you have anything to say on this?
Well, I was thinking about the notion of a spiritual path, and I've often seen it described as a circle with a dot in the middle, and from that circle there are an innumerable number of paths, I guess, from the circle to the center. And sometimes I feel like I've started describing my own personal sort of religious history. I've moved from one path to another but if you get to the center, then I guess there are a lot of different names for it. I guess enlightenment or something is if you realize you're enlightened, and I think I sort of did a few years ago, that then it's there's no place, there's no need to keep striving. I mean, you just live life in accordance with good principles, and you look back and think, well, I was living, I mean, I did some bad things, made some mistakes along the way, but I mean, maybe I've been enlightened to some extent all my life, but I think that comes to mind to me from her question.
When you talk about Tai Chi, Daryl, I see that you see glimpses of the stillness.
Yeah.
Yeah, stillness in motion. It's
yes.
Yeah, my little joke about writing a book on the art of doing nothing.
Yes.
I must have read some stuff in the Chinese tradition when I was in law school, because I remember when my very first job out of law school, I had I typed out a little card, or it was bigger than a postcard, but maybe 4 by 5 or something, and put it on my wall next to my desk at work, and I could find, I've saved it. I could find it and read it to you some next time maybe, but it started off with, if at all possible, do nothing. And if you have to act only in matters of, that where it's absolutely required, and act in accordance with the highest applicable principle or something like that. But it was just something I'd read from, I don't know, Zen or whatever, about the ideal king in China was someone who just being there was all that was necessary. People knew there was a king, and they had to observe good conduct, so he wouldn't have to do anything. So the king could just be.
Right.
So ideally, he would never have to do anything. He would just.
Yeah, and the some of the stuff in the Tao Te Ching is like, if the ruler is good, the kingdom is in peace or something, and it had to do not with what the king or the ruler did so much as his nature. So
Yeah, if people recognize their leader has good character and will always do the right thing, and will resolve disputes fairly and justly, if there are any, then that helps everybody live in peace.
Right. There will be justice in the realm.
So how would you answer the question, Lena?
I would say that we're making a mistake if we consider it either a boundary or a door. I would say the more accurate description is it's a door jamb, and we're standing there right now. That there is no here and there. It's neither a wall nor a door nor a window, but it's in this place right now.
Where it's possible to see that there's no barrier.
Right. And even we have to get past the idea of Maya. We have to get past the idea that there is a veil, because yes, it's a useful concept, but I would say that the seen is the unseen and the unseen is the seen. And looking at a tree or feeling the wind on your face or dancing in the rain, you have that experience of the divine right here right now through the body in the present moment. And I think one of the greatest and gravest errors of a lot of the religious traditions is actually saying that there's something else, there's something separate, there's something out there, or there's a transcendent and an immanent. The greatest secret is that there's neither a transcendent nor an immanent, it's both in one. And there was this great article on non-dualism by this Japanese Buddhist aesthetician. Basically, he's not a philosopher, but he worked making pottery. And so he spoke of his vision of non-dualism through experience, the experience of seeing the emptiness of the black glaze in a glazed bowl. And he says, the Westerners speak of being, the Easterners speak of nothingness, but even the Taoist symbol of yin and yang is wrong, because there's no being and there's no nothingness. Both are dualistic concepts, and we have to get outside of that box completely.
Yeah. Well, the fact that the other color shows through the small hole in each half is a hint that it really is all one big field.
That they're
in other words,
intertwined. They're not absolutely separate by any means.
Right. And in fact, each is in a sense contained within the other.
Within the more or less center of the other.
Right. And of course that statement is wrong, but it can't help but be wrong, but it points to something. The way it goes.
He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know.
Exactly.
I like the Sufi word. I don't remember the word in Arabic, but the translation is ineffable. To me, I think that's the most direct pointer.
Yeah.
of a word.
Yeah, that's why he who says does not know. The description is never the thing.
What does let me see. What does ineffable mean, and what does
Inconceivable,
effable?
undescribable. I
Yeah.
think it's
Effable means the opposite. If it's effable, then it
can be described.
can be described in a meaningful way. Yeah, I sometimes have dreams that are ineffable. There's if someone I say, yeah, I had a dream, and said, well, what was going on? And I'd say, nothing I could describe. There were things happening, I guess, but that's about all I could say. And that's ineffable. I mean, other dreams have, you say, oh, I was here and with this group of people and we did this and did that, but there are other dreams there's no possibility of describing them, but just something going on, I guess. Next
So
question.
what about that veil? What? Oh yeah, in Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle, talks about the cat's cradle, and he says, "Look at it. There's no damn cat, and there's no damn cradle."
So what does cat's cradle refer to then? Was it?
Well, there's a thing you do with a continuous piece of string or yarn or something that and I can't remember. I've never done it, or maybe never seen one, but
It's just a little game with your fingers and some string or something.
yeah, it's not a game even. It's just do you know how to
It's like a puzzle.
yeah,
Puzzle.
this thing to look that way. Um, and there's a bunch of those, but one of them is called a cat's cradle.
Well, there are other questions. We want to proceed.
Oh, no.
Sure. In your moments of deepest stillness, what arises that is neither thought nor sensation, neither self nor other, but something else entirely?
Does it arise or is it already present?
Neither self. Well, you become aware of it, I guess.
That's my question. That which does not arise.
Yes, that in which the apparent arising occurs.
Yes.
And the apparent seeing of the arising occurs.
Well, that's a glimpse of the ineffable, I guess. It's a void or a sense of an awareness of something that's empty, but something that nevertheless is.
It's like noumenal. It's not phenomena.
Yeah.
It's what exists that is not phenomena.
And emptiness is what is filled by the things that arise.
We've gone through question one. I don't know if you can see the questions, but we're talking about question two. Would you like it to be read again? We've read it once.
Yes, please.
Question two could be.
Yes.
All right. In your moments of deepest stillness, what arises that is neither thought nor sensation, neither self nor other, but something else entirely?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a wonderful question, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I have no clue how to answer.
The answer was it's the ineffable, which we were actually talking about earlier.
No.
Which you can't express, so never mind the question, right?
Can't be described.
Well, you can point at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But it's something of which you
beautiful.
are occasionally aware. I mean, it just, or some people are sometimes, I am from time to time, I just sort of stop doing anything
and just be aware that you're aware.
And just aware that,
because there's no content in that.
Right. Wow. It's a beautiful question, and I love the fact that so many of Luna's questions just make you think.
That's why I have a headache.
That's supposed to.
Which I don't.
What was the name of that grammar guy or word guy that Terry used to listen to on the FM, on the WFIU?
Yeah, a word a day.
Is it Will Short?
program. I don't know. Is that the crossword guy or the word guy? Anyway, I'm still on his mailing list, but it goes into a folder I never look at.
No, he has since died, the one Terry really enjoyed.
Oh, well, I think that's probably, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe it is somebody else.
Yeah, I got on a mailing list quite recently, but something called Word of the Day or something.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, and it's nice to get his stuff.
Sorry, I've changed it. I didn't mean to I apologize for interjecting something that's not part of the topic right now. I apologize.
Well,
don't worry about it.
Well, we're talking about the ineffable, not a word.
Which is hard to talk about.
Yeah, that which cannot be talked about. That which cannot be talked about is the definition of ineffable.
It's like the opening of the Tao Te Ching. Name may be name, not eternal name. Way may be way, not eternal way.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
It's something else entirely. Does anybody want to answer that question before Luna wraps it up? Or?
Oh, I'd love to hear Luna wrap it up.
I want to hear more from all of you.
Yeah, we haven't told her, we haven't given her enough instruction yet to be able to answer it. So she joins this group to be educated by the elders. So
he is indeed wise who knows that he knows nothing. All right.
Repeat that.
He is indeed wise who knows he knows nothing.
I think maybe we're dancing around the campfire. And Lunar is waiting for us to speak about the campfire.
That's right. You're talking about the stick, rubbing sticks together, but where's the smoke?
We're not getting there. We haven't got the fire started yet.
Well, that thing about neither self nor other is finally the crux of the whole matter. The resolution of the opposites, which still starts from the point that there are opposites to be resolved, but the whole thing appears in an awareness that is just there.
If you're aware of something that is neither self nor other,
then it's awareness.
It's just awareness per se, I guess. Just sheer.
Yeah, knowing you're here, knowing that you're aware. Being aware of being aware is really a profound thing to reflect on.
Yeah, we don't ordinarily think about that. I'm aware that I'm aware.
Right. And, if you're sitting trying to do that, it can get very quiet. I mean, it's not a question of trying to do it. It's a question of being aware, just being aware of being aware. The thing that's always there, no matter what appears in it. The constant.
The one.
Yeah, the one.
Huh.
And you can't see it as long as you're looking for it.
That happens a lot these days.
Yeah, well, but both looking and seeing implies subject object, but
right.
Do we have the Luna answer yet?
More dancing.
We haven't gotten the threshold yet.
We're in a cave watching shadows.
Yeah. It starts off by in your moments of deepest stillness. So that tells you that
I remember
there's nothing going on.
Once at a Magulus, this was many years ago now, we were having a sort of a group invocation, and people were singing in different voices. You know, we were all chanting the name, but
There was
different.
harmony.
Yes, there was harmony. And at one point, it really felt like angelic beings were joining us. And for just a moment, I had this impression that the veil had torn, you know, not torn necessarily, but been lifted, you know.
Yeah.
It was something so special and lifting, you know, enhancing who and what one was, because it was like that hint of the veil that allowed one to manifest that oneness with all. And that's not something that I've been able to participate in on any kind of level.
Well, you know, when a sound like that fills a room,
Yes.
then depending on how you relate to it, it can you know, be like a loving embrace.
Yes.
And sometimes you can hear the overtones rather than the primary note, and that gives a very ephemeral quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it just brings a different kind of awareness that is sort of all encompassing. Sound can do that.
Anyhow, it's a truly, I don't know, magical memory to return to.
It's still available.
Yeah, right. Anyhow, that's my dancing around the fire.
Yeah.
All right. My way of answering this, I'm thinking of how to answer this in a way that doesn't cause more confusion. But I would say, first off, stillness doesn't exist. Stillness is emptiness, stillness is death. So first off, there never is stillness, nor should there be. There always is movement. And secondly, what arises not in necessarily moments of stillness, but moments of heightened perception, would be a not so much visual sensation, but of fire, but the feeling of communion with you know, what some religions or have called the Holy Spirit. It's not self, it's not other, and it's not something else entirely either. It's all of them and none of them.
Yes.
There. So I gave you my answer, and now everybody's head is hurting.
Just hearing the words is a guide.
Yeah.
Would you mind repeating it, please?
There are no repetitions in life.
Yeah.
The only repetitions you can have are mechanical, and since I'm not a robot, and I strive really hard not to be a robot, I'm unable to repeat myself. But if you do want a repetition, I think the robot is called Zoom is going to send you a copy of the recording.
Yes.
So anyway, we have a few more minutes. If every person you meet is in some unfathomable way a forgotten part of yourself returning home, how does this transform your way of seeing?
When you say returning, a part of yourself returning home.
Did it ever leave?
My
Or
God.
did you just, you know, start seeing it and feel like it had arrived, but it was never really gone.
I mean, I would just simply say the nature of being human in the modern world is to have forgotten a large part of yourself.
Yes.
All of us, by our very nature, are returning home, or by our very natures are returning home. And every single person, every single being that we encounter is, in fact, taking that journey with us, and none of them are truly separate from us. And if you want your minds blown even more, it's not just humans or animals, but objects.
Mm-hmm.
Even the cup you drink your coffee out of is a god.
Is that why it's so hard to declutter?
Yes. I don't want to throw God away.
How interesting.
Well, fortunately, you really can't throw God away. But you can believe you have.
No.
It's sort of, dancing around again, but it's interesting to think about how we in the West built our entire systems of philosophy, architecture, art, everything on light, so that we're constantly surrounded by light. And even, prior to the advent of the electric light, houses were designed in such a way that there would always be, light. And when someone lit a candle, rooms tended to be white to reflect more light. Whereas in certain Eastern nations, particularly Japan and to a lesser extent China, there was praise for shadows. No, darkness wasn't necessarily a bad thing. And I think that forgotten part of ourselves still are with us, but that part lurks in the shadows. And I don't think that we necessarily need to bring that part out into the light, but maybe we should go down into the shadows.
Yeah.
So I remembered an experience I had listening to Berta talking about, being at a gathering, a majlis, and chanting together. But in 1971, I had this older friend. He's actually a friend of George Castle's. They're a few years older than me, but this other friend introduced both me and George to this sort of traditionalist authors. And I don't think George was there, but Barney is his name. Barney and I were together at my house on the outskirts of Austin, and it was night, and we were smoking marijuana, and we walked out in the yard, and I lived below where I lived was a creek. It was maybe 30 feet below, and there was a very steep, not exactly a cliff, but too steep to climb down or up.
Right.
And we were out near the edge of it, and I just remember this experience of feeling that everything, I mean, absolutely everything is one, and I'm a part of it. And I don't know how long that may have lasted several minutes, but that was just the total unity of which I'm a part.
Yes.
Oh, that must have been wonderful.
It was. I mean, yes, I'd love to go back and do it again.
Oh.
In the night. It was in the nighttime, probably 11 or 12.
Yeah.
But that somehow relates to these questions, I think.
Oh. What was there was something Terry quoted again years ago when talking about someone on marijuana looking at his hand as if it was something that he had ordered from a catalog and it did not meet the catalog description. There's an otherness that can accompany trips like that.
Yeah, otherness can be just that you're seeing it in another way. It isn't that the
Right.
thing is other, but or you're seeing more of it or less of it or different of it.
Right. Oh, that's a beautiful story. I mean, not story, it's a beautiful experience.
Yes, experience.
Yeah. But I have to say, I've not had the experience yet, perhaps, of recognizing my connection to. I certainly know we're all on this same journey on a certain level,
Yeah.
but I can't say. There are many people that I feel wonderful connections with, and that sort of traveling, going home together, so to speak. But whoa, that's still a far cry from recognizing what really is. But I guess it really doesn't matter if that part of me recognizes that or not.
It doesn't,
Again,
yeah, it doesn't depend on you.
Right, of course. But again, a beautiful question or statement.
So some of you may have known Abdullah Schleifer, who passed away yesterday.
Oh, he did.
Really? Oh.
Yes, I think he was in his 90s, but
Yeah, he was definitely older than me.
Yeah.
And,
I hope it was a blessed passing. How
well,
could it not be for him?
Could be, I'm sure it probably was. And somebody pointed out that he died on the 27th day of Ramadan.
Oh.
Laylatul Qadr. It was at nighttime. I don't know what time, but it was of the day in Cairo, but he was living in Cairo still.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we call it a night?
Well, I try to, steer these in a particular direction.
Yes.
And I tend to do it in a way that might not necessarily be the direction I would take. But I've been working on some various writings, and since you mentioned that passing, I've been writing aphorisms, and I just want your opinions on one of them. I think it might be appropriate here. It's again, this is something I'm writing. It's a work in progress. Death is not an end, but a loosening, a release of the tight, trembling self, a letting go of the smallness of identity, a return to the great, pulsing whole. The leaf does not weep when it falls into the autumn earth. It rejoins the roots that fed it, the deep black fecundity of the beginning.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you did.
Wonderful.
You sent me your list, and I will read them and comment on them. I got those today, as well as your sermon on the.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I rewrote the Sermon on the Mount as if it was D.H. Lawrence giving the sermon, and not from. And instead of taking place where it traditionally took place, it took place on Mount Analog, which is fictional metaphysical mountain created by René Daumal. It's pretty wild. Go to my Substack if you're interested in reading it.
I have the book and haven't read it. Mount Analog.
One on Mount Analog, yeah. I think I read.
Oh yeah, Mount Analog. It's great. It's one of those books that I come back to. You know, there aren't that many books that I come back to again and again and again, year after year, but Mount Analog's one. John Giano's Joy of Man's Desirings, another one. Margaret Yourcenar's The Abyss is another one. What does it say if all of them are written by Frenchies?
Written by French.
Yeah. Well, the spirit blows where it will.